Hi, my name is Prashant Rao, and I lead up a team of customer-facing engineers at MathWorks India, basically as a technical head. I'd like to talk to you a bit about some of the challenges we see that the education industry is facing, specifically in higher education for engineering and science, and some of our observations on that front. Essentially, a number of things are coming together in this area. We have engineering students coming out of these colleges or of these institutes that need to be employed. So how can they have the right skills so that they are employable in industry right away? B, engineering education itself is transforming in the manner that it's going more towards an outcome-based education system, and we see institutes wanting to adopt outcome-based education methodologies more and more, so that they can remain connected and remain on the leading edge of education. We also see challenges in the sense of accreditation that engineering institutes need to do. How does this all affect, or how does this all come together, let's say, in the usage of engineering software? Well, in this case, we see that students learn in very, very different ways if you compare back to how they used to learn earlier. Also, knowledge is imparted in different ways. The traditional chalk and talk method of imparting knowledge is not being used much any longer, and we see students learning from online resources, learning collaboratively, and also learning through their experiences. MATLAB and Simulink can be used in classroom settings, as well as in labs, as well as by students to accomplish their learning needs, especially to grasp all the skills that they require so that they become better engineers when they go out into industry. Through their experiences, they can understand how a system comes together, how it works, and actually tweak parts of it so that they can see the effects of what their work is on the overall behavior of that system. They can learn online, they can use MATLAB online, they can use MATLAB on their laptops, or they can use it also on their mobile phones, and have access to engineering grade software at any point where they require it. We support a number of areas where in terms of education. For example, we support a number of student competitions, and we support educators who are looking at building MOOCs, so massive online open courses, by providing the software for them so that their students can go out and use the software while they're learning in the MOOCs. In the competitions, teams that are taking part in these competitions get access to the software as well, so they can become more competitive. Finally, we have a total academic headcount campus offering, which enables all members, all faculty, all students of a specific institute to get access to MATLAB and Simulink and additional tools across the whole campus. So they have it at their fingertips when they require. A key challenge that we see across engineering education is that students need to learn how to think in terms of how to program, basically building their own computational thinking skills. When we look at computational thinking, this is a core element of engineering education now, and it's a core skill that is required, just like mathematics is a core skill. When we look at enabling computational thinking, this is a challenge, because to enable it, you need to have access to software, access to computational frameworks, or let's say laptops, etc. But also, when you're from an educator's perspective, when you're looking at grading or understanding how your students have understood a certain concept, especially in the computational aspect, you may be asking them for things like their code. And that's where we see a key challenge for some of these educators is how do you get code from various different students and actually grade it. We see auto-grading frameworks, for example, that are coming up, where educators can create their test environment and send it out to their students in the form of a series of questions. Students can develop their applications or develop their answers in the form of a script or in the form of code, which then gets automatically graded, automatically tested in that environment and sent back. That is one area where where software tools can help engineering education drastically.